We have arrived at the conclusion of my talking about my experience building a house as an architect. I left off in the last video talking about finishing up the ADU and some immediate lessons that I thought of after I had finished that second building we built after the main house. Now I'm going to talk about some big overall lessons that I learned throughout the build and that I would like to pass on to anyone who wants to take on this struggle, this endeavor. First of all, do it with people you know, love, and who you can trust will be there consistently to help you build. Family members are the best for this. Close friends are next best, but they're just not invested inherently as the people who are going to be living in this. So for me, I had myself, my wife, and my mother in law. Without the two of them, I would not have finished this. You need other people for it. Okay, getting more into the specific aspect of doing this as an architect, I found out that having a pretty well modeled building with quite a bit of detail in it is not enough to teach me how to build the building. Looking at a finished product or a model of the finished product is not enough to know how to put it together. You really got to have instructions, experience, something to go on to know how to get from one step to the next. An upside, pretty obvious upside, but definitely worth stating, is having the ability to use Revit to pull apart and to make diagrams out of different parts of the building was phenomenal. So in a sense, I could use it for knowing how to build the house, knowing the process of building, but in another sense, it just wasn't enough. For some examples, I would say where to block, where to put in wood blocking, between the floor joists, in the walls, where cabinets go, various other places where things are going to be mounted to and you want some added strength. That's not necessarily an amount of detail that you're going to want to put in your Revit model either. Another big lesson is that construction, at least if you're doing it for your house while you have a day job, it is all consuming of time, of energy, of resources, like mainly your money. Uh, so don't go into it with a whimsical approach. It's not going to turn out well if you do that. You have to commit. You need to know I need to persist through this. I need to grit my teeth to a point and just bear the times of stress. You're going to be tapped in multiple ways going through construction, especially as a novice. You can do it though. I want to say that you can do it. It is certainly possible. It is not by any means a superhuman accomplishment. Not at all. If all of us, me included, I'm just a novice like you when it comes to this. If we can all do it, so can you. So take heart. Overall, having gone through this, I would say construction is deeply rewarding. So it is going to take a lot of nerve, commitment, just some gung ho energy. The end is well worth it. Especially if you're building your own house, you will have a place to live and you will appreciate it very much. A lot more than if you just bought a product that was already on the market. It makes your house from a commodity to, I would say, even go as far as a piece of you, a piece of your soul. You've put so much of yourself into this object that it's always going to be there. It is part of your past. It's part of your story. And as such, it is an immensely rewarding process to get to the end and not only have the house, but to look back and think, I was able to go through that challenging process. It's a deep reward. It's a profound reward, a richness that you don't get from money, from prestige. You just don't get it from those things. It's an internal thing, so cherish that and go into it knowing that this is going to be something that will help improve your character, improve your discipline, just improve who you are as an overall person. Here's the question. Would I build a house again? Like I said in the last video, yes and no. And I'm going to start with no. No, I would not go through our particular situation again. Living in a trailer, this tiny box, not having any other accommodation, that alone was difficult. Trailers don't do well in a climate like the one I'm in now. Very hot in summer, very cold in winter, just doesn't do well. Lots of snow puts a big burden on the trailer. There was also the stress of spending basically all of our money and going paycheck to paycheck and having those paychecks go away to the next set of materials and possibly the next party we're going to hire. That was stressful. There was also the stress of putting everything we have financially into this project. Just the threat of not having a place we own to live. We most likely would be able to pay rent, but then just we wouldn't have any nest egg. We wouldn't have any savings. It was all gone if we didn't succeed at this. That burden was immense. If I were in that situation again, I would not build right away. I would want to save up some more to where it wouldn't be saving or spending all my savings. And then there's the schedule aspect of it. So I was working a day job, and then, of course, for part of it, studying to become an architect while doing this large project of building a house. With that situation, if I should come across it again, or should anybody come across it, I would say that's a big red flag. I wouldn't do it again. Not with those things overlapping. I was able to do it. I wouldn't recommend it. Now for the yes. Yes, I would do it again because I've learned so much and I would enjoy putting what I've learned to the test, taking on another challenge of building another house. That would be something that would thrill me. So really going for the thrill. That's a good word for this. Would uh yeah, it would excite me to do this again. Now that's assuming I would not be in the situation I was in, rather that I have a house to live in now and I can go somewhere else to build. That would be a thrill. That would be exciting. I would enjoy doing that. And yes, I would do it again if I were helping someone else or building a house which was more of an investment, something like a rental property, vacation property, something along those lines where it was not my main place where I was going to live. Then I would do it again because I'd be motivated by positive energy, just excited to go out each day and build, and then come back to my house that I already have built and have a comfy, secure place to lay my head that's not a trailer. Or if I'm helping a friend, of course, then yes, I would gladly help them build. It's a lot lower stakes, and really that's the key, lower stakes. If I'm not risking my savings and potential, at least temporary homelessness and going back to renting, then I would build again. Yes. In a sentence, then, I would build again with lower stakes and with more time, more availability. Yes, I would build again with that situation. Really, that's it. That leaves open a lot of opportunity. Here, then, is my benediction for those of you going forth and taking on this giant project. Give yourself and the people around you grace. Enjoy the process. Remember to stay humble. Learn regularly. Take heart. Commit. Persist. And then enjoy the improved character you will have after completing this house, which will be the even greater reward than the appreciably large reward of building your own house. There you have it. Go forward and enjoy.